Hello, welcome to day 4 of our reading and phonics work. Our objective today is continuing with our work with Latin roots. Odd, remember, is to hear, visual or vis, seeing, form, okay, some sort of form or shape, and then lastly we have seed. We will be working in my word study book on page 25. And the article that we're focusing in on today is called Great Women Swimmers. All right. I know that one thing good readers always connect to the title. Like what predictions does your brain make when you hear that title? Great Women Swimmers. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and read what we will be looking for today. So before we read, we're going to look and make sure we understand our purpose for reading. Okay, the first one is that we're going to circle five words with the Latin roots. Okay, so that's pretty easy. And then we're going to go into why did the narrator want to read this specific book? Find sentences to support your answer. Okay, so why did the narrator want to read this specific book? The next question, why does the narrator describe Gertrude Ederle as awesome? Do you agree? Why or why not? All right, so we're going to have to look for Gertrude Ederle. And why does the narrator describe her as awesome? And then lastly, what books about sports heroes have you read? Which were your favorites and why? All right, so I'm going to leave this open because I might want to come back and look at those questions. Okay, but I noticed our reading today is fairly short. Okay, but I remember, I'm going to flip back here, that first question was to underline Latin roots. So let's start with that. If we skim through the article here, formatted, I see in the second paragraph, that has the Latin root form. And then visuals has the vis. Audience has the odd, okay, with the hearing. And then if we skip down here, vision, that gives us 4. Let's see if we can find one more. Oh, I see preceded. That's more of a prefix that we were working on before. Oh, in the last line here, informative. That has a form, the Latin root that we're focused in on this week. All right, now we're looking for why did the narrator want to read this book? And do we agree with Gertrude Ederle being described as awesome? All right, so I think we're ready to start reading. It says, I love the water, and I'm on the school swim team. So when I found the book Great Women Swimmers by Brett Clark in the library, I knew I had to read it. Connection. Swimming has always been my favorite sport. So if I found a book called Great Women Swimmers, I would stop and take a look too. So the book is formatted with lots of visuals. So you might think it's written for a younger audience, but it's not. Each chapter is an exciting account of a woman with the strength and vision to succeed in competitive swimming. One of these awesome women was Gertrude Ederle, an American swimmer. In 1926, when she was 20 years old, Ederle became the first woman to swim the English Channel. Her trainer, in a nearby boat, supervised as Ederle swam the 21 miles of cold, rough waves and powerful currents. Her time was 14 hours, 31 minutes, 2 hours faster than any swimmer who had preceded her. This book was informative and fun to read. Dive in and enjoy it. All right, so let's look back at our questions here. Why did the narrator want to read this specific book? Wow, I remember in this first paragraph, she said, I love the water and I'm on the school swim team. Those to me seem like two reasons why she would want to read a book called Great Women Swimmers. All right, and the second question was, do we agree with how the narrator used the word awesome? Because she described Gertrude Ederle as awesome. Oh, and I would say so. Gosh, she swam across the English Channel. She swam for 14 hours and 31 minutes. That's amazing. It makes me wonder if I could do something like that. All right, so that's one we could definitely underline. But we could also underline that she did it 2 hours quicker or faster than any other swimmer. And she swam 21 miles in cold, rough waves. And so there's a lot of details that we could underline that would support Gertrude Ederle as being awesome. All right, and then the last question is a personal connection to you. Any other books that you've read? Let's see, it says, what books about sports heroes have you read? Which were your favorites? Okay, so good luck with your work. Remember to use the space at the bottom of your workbook to answer these questions. And we'll see you tomorrow.